The father of Robert Downey Jr., who brought him to the cinema as a child, has passed away. Robert Downey Sr. was an actor, director, screenwriter and producer, but he achieved his greatest fame as the father of one of the most popular artists in Hollywood. The death was reported by the actor's wife, writer Rosemary Rogers. He died in his home in New York in a dream. It is known that the actor suffered from Parkinson's disease. Robert Downey Sr. was born in 1936 in New York. By the age of 22, he had served in the Army, became a boxing champion and a playwright who wrote experimental plays. And at 25 he began to make films. They had nothing to do with the Hollywood mainstream and, in general, with spectator cinema. These were absurd films shot with very little money. New York underground, pure counterculture. However, by the end of the 60s Downey Street matured to pictures that were released in a relatively wide distribution. So, one of his greatest successes was the satirical comedy Putney Swope about an advertising company whose head suddenly becomes the only black employee. He changes the name of the office to Truth and Soul, prohibits accepting orders from producers of alcohol, tobacco and toy pistols, and business, in spite of everything, is going uphill. True, the government is beginning to see the company's activities as a threat to national security. Putney Swope impressed many filmmakers, such as young Jim Jarmusch, and was included in the National Film Registry in 2016, a special honor. It includes the most important films for American culture. Copies are then stored in the Library of Congress. And in 1965, Downey's most famous work was born. A son, who was also named Robert, and who now occupies the second line in the ranking of the highest-grossing actors in the world.